JPMorgans, the Bank of America, all these top banks are ready to launch a cryptocurrency, aka stablecoin. So they are trying to launch this stablecoin to make sure that they control the market as much as possible, as much as they could. Because if not, they are losing out. And some of the new trends that are going on, they are trying to take over. They are trying to take everything. The Coinbases and the Binances are trying to become the next financial instruments, the next financial infrastructure that we will all need in building the financial journey that we are all trying to build. So this is what is going to happen, that they are trying to build the next stablecoin to be one of the biggest, because the players that are involved are really huge. So it was reported by Wall Street Journal that some of the top banks in the United States are trying to launch their own stable token. So this stablecoin is going to be backed by United States dollars and is going to be based on the US dollar. So if you don't know what a stablecoin is, well, a stablecoin is an asset that is created, a cryptocurrency that is created to pegged to the value of an asset, and mostly is either going to be a fiat currency or a commodity. And when it becomes a commodity, it's likely that it's going to be an RWA, a real world asset. But when it's created to be pegged to a fiat currency, we know it to be a stable coin. So some of the banks that are involved are really huge. We have banks like JPMorgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, and a whole lot of other banks. But that doesn't stop there. They also have some of the clearing houses that are involved. They have remittances companies that are involved, payment ventures that are all involved in this. So this is really going to be big if it gets through. But one thing that makes me think that it's likely to go through is because recently the US Senate also voted to move ahead on stablecoin legislation. So this is also going to help in regulating the space and bringing clearance to companies and people that like to play that side. Now we have some of the major assets in cryptocurrencies pegged or saved in stable tokens. So these stable tokens, some of them are doing really well, but it's very obvious who the major player is, and that is USDT. So USDT is the major player in the crypto space for stable coins, and it has taken a whole lot of the market share. It owns it by right now. We can say it owns it because the market value is at $246 billion. That is the entire stablecoin value, and USDT's dominant is at 62%, and it has a market cap of around 153%. So it owns over 60% of the entire market. The next big one is USDC at $61 billion. You can see the difference, and the rest are at 4 billion, 5 billion, a whole lot of differences between the first and the third, the fourth. So I don't see any of these assets catching up to it. At the end of the day, I think this is going to be good for the space because it just brings clarity. It brings clarity to all of us who have started here in a very long time. At the end of the day, these are some of the news that is needed to make people understand that what we are trying to talk to you about, what we are trying to bring to your attention is not something that is just about scams and meme coins and all that. Those things do exist. And yes, they are sometimes very negative for the space because of how they try to predict and how they try to make the space feel like. But at the end of the day, we also have some of the good things that are happening in crypto. And this involvement of banks shows that one. So we also have, like I said, if you look at stablecoins, the next big thing you can look at is RWA. And I think BlackRock's involvement in creating Builder is going to be one of the huge influences in the RWA space. And at the end of the day, I think the 12 billion market cap or the 12 billion locked value in RWAs is something that is going to change over time. And I think in the next 5 years, we are going to see a whole lot of asset managers moving a lot of assets into RWAs. And whenever someone wants to take a little less risk, they try to sell their asset into a stable coin. This is one of the reasons why I think stable coins are always going to be needed in the space. And one other important thing is stable coins are not just needed in the crypto space for trading. It's also needed in a way that sometimes people are located in places that they don't have easy access to the dollar, they don't have easy access to euro, pounds, to currencies that are a little bit stable. So the best they can do is to buy a derivative of it. So the USDT provides that to a lot of people. One of the biggest risks that people have is trusting the people that have created USDT, that they actually have money and assets that can back all the USDT they've created in the market. Because at the end of the day, if they don't have it, that means whatever USDT you are holding has a little bit less value. And it can range from just a little bit to actually having no value at all. It's very important to know that whenever you are buying into a stable token, the stable token you are buying into is created and managed by an institution that you can trust. And most importantly, even if possible, we can verify the assets that is being held to peg this value to the US dollars. Whenever these big banks end up creating this USDT competitor, I think a lot of people are going to be very, very comfortable with it, especially when it comes to institutions.